things just come to you. Characters speak to you. Story speaks to you. And as the author, you're the vessel. You just kind of go along with it and make the best of it that you can. So that's the first book. And I think that maybe the reason that you feel the way you do when you're reading the books is because I'm discovering things along with you. And that kind of excitement I try to put into my words. I'm constantly excited about life and experience and spirituality. And I bring that hopefully into the words that I'm putting out into the world. So I feel that excitement too. I feel like, oh my gosh, really? This is connected to that? It really excites me. And then the second book is really started as a memoir. And then I was like, I can't be putting all my business out into the world like that. So I'm a very private person. And so that book started in the year of 2000, 1999, that time period. And over the years, I have fictionalized it. So I have made it into a work of fiction. But yeah. So it's set in the Pine Barrens. It's very magical. I said my, but her grandfather is a hoodoo, which is not the truth in my case. My grandfather was a philosopher, very deep man, and so I just kind of used the love that he and I had for one another, and then I put the dimension of hoodoo on top of that. So he is a hoodoo. The uncle that I spoke about, there is an uncle to her who is a Babaleo in the book. So there are similarities, but it is definitely magical. I do a lot of magical realism in my work.
I love it. I love magical realism. I always feel like I live, or I used to live, Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite movies. And I always feel like I, live under the earth in one of those houses. I love magical realism. Always have, even as a little girl. So always attracted to movies with dragons and the sorcerers and, just always
definitely
to those things.
Yes.
But just never anyone around me to help cultivate and explore the idea of the magic and that comes along with that. For our audience, Stephanie, can you define for yourself the word paganism or pagan? Because a lot of people have such a negative spin when you say pagan. They're just like, oh, you must be a devil worshiper then.
Yeah. And I even had a gentleman I'll never forget at a book signing years ago. And he said, you seem like such a nice woman. Why on earth would you call yourself a witch? Like he just couldn't wrap himself around it. And it really took me aback, because I'm kind of surrounded by a lot of like-minded people online and so forth. So took me aback, but I stand in my ground. So paganism is simply sort of pre-Abrahamic religion. So pre-Islamic, pre-Christian beliefs. And those beliefs really appeal to me because a lot of them are divinely feminine. Also, they salute different elements of the earth, from water to fire, all of the elements. And then there are gods and goddesses and other entities from other parts of the world. And that is who I am and what I am about is that type of path. Yes.
That's good. That's a good definition. I think when we are inspired by the God goddess of the universe to be on a certain path, many of us are often persuaded not to go with our own intuition, like we're persuaded to do otherwise. And it becomes I think it becomes a fight for most people, kind of a push and pull throughout their lives. Now, most of us as African Americans, we've been Christian. Most of us have been Christian. So we know the Christian experience. And
Right.
it's a beautiful experience. The
Yes.
experience is a beautiful experience. But guess what? There are so many other experiences out there that involve that same type of beauty. And what I've found through my own experience in 50 years on the planet is that it's all the same.
Yes.
It really is it's all the same. Had an elder once, Stephanie, tell me on her deathbed. She said to me, Sabande, she was Baha'i, Baha'i faith.
Yes.
She said on her deathbed, she said, Sabande, she said, I want you to know that I am Christian, I am Hindu, I am Islamic, I am, she's just started naming all these things, right?
That's very exciting.
Yeah. She said, I am all of these things. She said, I don't ever want you to forget that this human experience, this fragile shell that you're in, this human experience it's more about your spiritual experience.
Yes.
And she said, never put yourself in a box. Never hold yourself hostage to the dogma of what the human experience teaches you.
Wow.
Your spiritual experience, flow with what you are intuitively guided to do. And she said, I promise.
Powerful.
Yeah, that she said, I promise you, your life will be much happier. You'll be much more fulfilled, and you'll feel at peace within. And she said, because at the end of the day, if you don't have peace at this final stage of your life, when you're transforming to the next level of initiation, you don't have anything. With that being said, Stephanie, how important do you think it is then for women, Black and brown women, to gather in a safe space to reconnect and to just reevaluate who they are and how they, their walk?
I think it's so important. And I feel I have already envisioned that circle of 100 women, and I cry. It brings tears to my eyes, to my thought eyes, that women, Black and brown women, would come together shoulder to shoulder to learn and to also share with one another and with us who are teaching them what they are about and where they're coming from. It is tremendously powerful, is what I would say. Yes. Very, very positive. It's a very positive act, and very powerful at the same time.
Yes, it still moves me every year. It moves me. I often wonder if most of us would have had that type of safe space when we were little girls.
Yes.
That would have shaped how we felt about ourselves. What kind of, where would our self-esteem be? Where would our courage be? How would that have changed the way we walk and move in the world?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
But we
a
still
powerful
need it
thing.
now. We need it now so much. I mean, there's so much division, and there's open hatred again. Like, no wonder it's easy to go back to 1947 in my mind. I mean, it's still here. Unfortunately, we've made some gains, and powerful gains. We're not enslaved, you could say.
Only in our minds.
Yeah. So, yeah, what you're doing is such important work, very significant. significant, and I think it's going to change a lot of lives.